Yeah. All in favor?
Thumbs up.
Oh, okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry about that. Debating with the city clerk about the importance of her position. Anyway. Hi, welcome to the Burlington City Council. It's meeting number 48. It's December 15th, 2025, 5:30 PM here at the Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers here at City Hall, 400 Washington Street, Burlington, Iowa. Would you all please rise and join me for the pledge? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Roll call, Katie, when you get a moment.
Weiss,
Here.
Bailey,
Here.
Phillips,
Here.
Graham Murray,
Here.
Scott.
Yes.
Okay, this isn't on the agenda, but before we get started tonight, a couple of things, get a little housekeeping here to discuss. First of all, I want to thank, just gave her some static, both Katie Music and Steph Beating, our deputy city clerk. Thank you for putting on a nice little event for our outgoing council members. We had cake and punch and coffee, and you girls did a really nice job with that. Honoring two of our council members that this is officially their last meeting. So I do have a little something for each council person, and I'm going to open up a time for my comments as well as a couple other comments, council, if you have any, for our members. So first up, this gentleman who served with him. He won the runoff to fill in for Matt Rinker's spot, and I have found him to be a very stable, reliable, and present council member. He has attended events out of town, and he also attends things in town. I constantly look to see him, and Antonio, I appreciate your words of counsel. There's a lot of people that lead without having to make a one-man band type deal. And I'm very thankful of that and your humbleness and the way you've helped council. So the plaque reads, first of all, has the City of Burlington logo on it. It says great place to live, work, and play. In grateful recognition of Antonio Bailey. Thank you for your outstanding and faithful service as a city council member for the City of Burlington, Iowa, November 23rd through December 25th, or 2025, sorry. Presented by the Burlington City Council. And he's got a bad shoulder, so I won't and I would say, did you have a camera we could take a photo real quick?
Yeah.
And then if you want to say something when you get down to, or you can just say your new spot.
Right here?
Yeah, right here. Would you like to say anything, sir?
Real quick, first and foremost, giving honor to God, who made this possible for me to serve the great people of Burlington and the great people on this council. I'm gonna miss you, but I promise you I'll be back in 2 years. Don't forget my face, I'll see you in 2 years. Thank you all.
Thank you. Tim and Kay, if you have anything you'd like to add, now would be the
I'm
time.
gonna miss you. Like,
Okay.
he helps me with my computer.
All right, and then this next one is for our Mayor Pro Tem, and she's been our Mayor Pro Tem for 8 years,
No, 6.
six years. But I'm sorry.
Just seemed like 8.
Well, no, she served with me for 8 years, or I've served
Yes.
with her rather, and you know, we started out together, and I've always found her again extremely wise counsel for when I needed to run something by, or I had a weird thought in my head, and a lot of times she would talk me down off those wild points, and I could count on Linda to always show up. And more importantly, I could count on her to be positive.
I do.
Didn't matter what we were facing. she tried to find the best part of what we could go through and the best parts of those things. So I've found you invaluable, and there will be a hole for me missing here after tonight's meeting. It's not going to be easy. It's 8 years. So I've had a lot of relationships that haven't lasted that long. So, Linda, I truly value you and do truly appreciate you. Linda's plaque, again, has the City of Burlington logo on it and reads, "In grateful recognition of Linda Graham Murray, thank you for your outstanding and faithful service as a city council member for the City of Burlington, Iowa." I should have put on here, "and for your outstanding contributions as my friend. January 2018 through December 2025. Thank you also for serving in the capacity of Mayor Pro Tem from January 2020 through January 2025. Presented by the Burlington City Council." Yeah, that's only fair. Thank you. And I'd like you to say something if you would.
Let's have a few prepared notes here. I will miss you all. This has been a wild ride. This is my family. Oh my gosh, we've been through derechos together. We've been through floods together. We've been through a lot. COVID-19, we housed ourselves in the auditorium. Gosh, just a lot. It's been a joint effort, and I have really, really enjoyed it. In some small way, I hope I have helped make Burlington better, because you have all helped make me better. You have helped me grow. And I was not going to get emotional, and I'm not. I am controlled. Right, John? And wise. I still have my wisdom teeth. I remember I ran on that, how wise I was that I still had my wisdom teeth. Oh my gosh. This would not have been possible without the support and help of a very strong city staff, an outstanding city manager, each and every one of you, Mayor Shane McCampbell, and Mayor Billups. We're like family, and I'm going to miss you, but I might just have to call you up and hound you or something. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. I would be amiss if I didn't add all the support of my family, my sons Harrison and Trenton, my mother-in-law Mary Fran Murray, Marcia Miller in the audience, who's watched faithfully every single council meeting. I said, "Marcia, you should run for council because you know more of what's going on than I do." But anyway, ultimately, we're all in pursuit of the same thing, a better quality of life for our citizens, and I think when I served on council, we delivered. I think most people will say they're proud to call Burlington home, and I know that I am. One of the highlights I just want to share real quickly, and then I will stop. Driving the new Mustang in the holiday parade, do you remember that? And we were all waving out the windows at the
It was a little
crowds.
cold.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. That was a blast. Also, West Burlington has been instrumental, have really changed their viewpoint on how we are all together. We are working together because ultimately we want the same thing, which is a better quality of life for our citizens. So on that note, I will end. I will say I miss everybody. Love and support you've given me has been outstanding. So God bless you all. Thanks.
All right. Council, anything to add? Now would be the time for comments from the audience. If there's something on the agenda or not on the agenda that you would like brought before council, you can bring it up to us. We'll discuss a little bit. Can't really discuss it too much in depth, but we want to know so in case it becomes a future discussion point. The way to do that would be come to the lectern, give us your name and address, your issue, or if you just want to make a public comment, you can do that as well. So now would be the time for that if anybody is so willing. Pastor?
Fred Starling, 517 South 7th Street, Burlington, Iowa. I have a concern, and I believe it's on tonight, is about this loitering and panhandling and whatever. I just want to say I'm not against the ruling. I'm not against the law, anything of that nature. I am concerned about the people. That's my concern. And some of these people, and I know what I'm talking about, I'm not just up here running my mouth, don't have places to live. And even tonight, out in different places, and this I do know, trying to keep warm. And as a gospel preacher for over 50 years, I got to say what I got to say. I hope no one take offense to what I'm about to say, but I'm very concerned when we talk about we love one another and all of that, and I understand that. But we're going to always have this thing with white and black. You might as well get ready for that. And I'm about people. I'm about the Great Commission. And when things are said, I must get this first, about me. From leading people in the city, I don't need to be called no landlord. Just I have some places I rent, some places I give, and you know, I'm picked out. I'm the black sheep, so to speak. These comments made concerning me, I have other people that is offended by it. I'm not calling no names. I'm just speaking tonight. So, you picked me out, racially discriminated against me, a black man. I have places rent out, and you pull me out, and I know what I'm talking about, and label me as a associating and renting to druggies. I know what I'm talking about. Yet we talk about we love one another. Yeah. But I'm going to move from that. My concern is, I remember when this thing came up some years ago. I haven't forgot it. A lot of things I haven't forgot that took place right here. And if you ask me, I can tell you. But I'm not about that tonight. That there was those who pulled over, and I was standing right there and watched them. And you know who they were. You know what color they were, too. So I asked them. So let me move on from that. I just hope this don't pan out to be that way. But I want to say tonight, these people are out tonight. I'm presenting this to the city council. What you going to do about these people? That's what I'm asking. What are you going to do about these people? There is a place, and I know what I'm talking about. They are lodging those people right tonight. What is wrong with us? I look around and I see, I wouldn't be up here tonight if I wasn't doing something. People can run their mouth, but what are they doing? You know, some people are less fortunate than others. I can go home tonight, have a nice, cool place to live, and all of that. These people are telling me I have no place to go. I experienced this last week. I have no place to go. So I'm just bringing it to the city council. You know, I've been discriminated against. My name been plastered out here, and I know what I'm talking about. And my name go all over the world. I know what I'm talking about. My job is commissioned by Jesus to associate with everybody, preach to everybody. I'm accused and all of this. I can deal with it. But all I'm saying is when you say something, make sure that you know what you're talking about. All of us sitting here tonight have been liars, every one of us. You, me, every one of us. Because I know that because we all broke the Ten Commandments. I know that. But the same old group of people, you know, I face up to my responsibility. If you want to call me this and you want to call me that, go ahead. Because Jesus told us to go into the world and preach to everybody. White, black, yellow, green, whatever. Doesn't make any difference. And I take the commission serious. I'm a gospel preacher. I'm ordained over 50 years. I try to help people. That's my gift. And then I get persecuted and said things like this. And I have other people that they don't appreciate it. But I said, I'm going to say what I have to say according to the according to the Constitution. And I know the Constitution wasn't meant for us. I know that. I'm not ignorant. We only came in on the Constitution on the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. And this stuff's still going on. Still put down. So I'm just asking the city council, what are you doing and what are you planning to do for these homeless people? Now there's another place, they're housing these people right tonight. And there are people right out here tonight, cold, don't have a decent place to go to, and I know that. Because some have been at my place. And then I get hounded, I get put down because I'm trying to do something, trying to help. So I wouldn't be up here tonight if I wasn't doing something, trying to help society. These people are yet they're taxpayers. Even if they bought a 5-cent candy bar, they're still taxpayers. They're still humans. And this town, the size of this town, and I heard it right here in this meeting, have over 500 homeless people. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me. I know what I heard in this meeting. And all I'm saying tonight, you know, what are we going to, if this come up, what are we going to do about it? That's all I'm asking. You know, I tried, you know, and I get put down. Black man, black preacher. I know the things that are going on. I ain't no fool. But I'm just saying. I say what I say, and if I say something that's wrong, bring it to my attention and I'll apologize to you. So that's where I'm at tonight. That's the only reason I'm here, concerning this tonight meeting and asking the city council what you're going to do concerning these people. And I don't mean to take no attitude. I hope no one don't misunderstand me. Mm-hmm. If you want to, question me. And like I say, I know we all in a position. We all done told lies. And if you're going to talk about me, just talk about me and be truthful. Let's be truthful to one another. Let's stop lying. Preachers lie to one another. People lie to one another. We just need to be truthful. We done lied and lied and lied and lied, and you don't have confidence in nobody. I know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Excuse me.
Thank you, Pastor.
Okay.
Anyone else? We'll move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed under item 1, consent agenda, have been discussed or considered to be routine by city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. On the consent tonight is minutes of previous meetings, payroll, and city claims. Beer, liquor, wine, and cigarette permits, reports, and bonds. We have 7 resolutions. The first resolution is approving nuisance abatements for various properties. Number 2 is a resolution amending fees and a charge schedule for the Flint Hills Municipal Golf Course. Flint Hills Golf Course Advisory Committee voted 4-0 in favor. Number 3 is a resolution approving the side agreement between CWA Local 7176 and the City of Burlington. Number 4 is a resolution approving an agreement between the City of Burlington and the Iowa Department of Natural Resources for Amendment Number 5 to the Administrative Consent Order to be adopted as Order Number 2007-WW-22-A5. Number 5 is a resolution approving reappointments to the Homelessness Task Force. Number 6 is a resolution approving purchase of a 2026 Ford F-350 replacement vehicle for the wastewater treatment facility. Number 7 is a resolution approving a special assessment for private sewer lateral repairs at 1124 Hageman Avenue with cost assessed to the property. And we have 2 appointments. The Tree Advisory Board would be Robert Walker and Dale Hazel. And on the Flint Hills Golf Course Advisory Committee, we have Ben Cooper and Sherry Zeller. Is there anyone in the audience would like any one of these items removed and discussed separately? Council, anybody want anything removed and discussed separately?
Yeah, I'd like to have number 5 pulled.
Okay? 5's pulled. We'll discuss that later tonight. Anything else? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Your Honor, I have a motion to approve all items listed under item 1 consent agenda except number 5.
Which is the resolution approving reappointments to the Homelessness Task Force.
Second.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to hearings. First is consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 50, public offenses by making amendments to the definition of loitering and prohibiting panhandling in certain areas. Mr. Byrd.
Your Honor and Council, this is the time for the public hearing on an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 50, public offense by making amendments to the definition of loitering and prohibiting panhandling in certain areas. And as the work session, I'll read a few comments through the council item that I placed in your packet. The changes are designed to enhance pedestrian and traffic safety in specific public spaces while maintaining citizens' constitutional protections for lawful public expression. The public safety rationales, there's 4 of them, and they include pedestrian safety in high-traffic zone areas, recognizing that unregulated loitering near public entrances and roadways can pose significant risk to pedestrian flow and safety. Number 2, motorists and cyclists' safety at roadside intersections. Soliciting or loitering within 15 feet of roadway can present potential hazards for drivers and bicyclists by contributing to visual and spatial awareness distractions. This is especially relevant near intersections and narrow curb areas where split-second decisions can often be necessary. Number 3, emergency access concerns, obstructions at the entrances to public facilities, such as government buildings, parks, and transit hubs may hinder emergency response access or prevent orderly evacuation in the case of an emergency. And then crime prevention through environmental design. Targeted enforcement reduces opportunities for nuisance behaviors while supporting safe community design. So there are really 2 elements to the ordinance itself, which is also in the packet. The first is that it kind of redefines or expands the definition of loitering, and that means the prohibited act of remaining in one public area or right-of-way, city property, or private property of another person, including but not limited to standing around, hanging out, sitting, kneeling, sleeping, or walking without a lawful purpose for remaining there. In addition to the general prohibition against loitering, it also defines panhandling or further expanding loitering in certain areas, again, through the code. And let's see, I wanted to draw your attention to, I think, number 3, really loitering for the purposes of soliciting money or for any other reason on or about public or private streets, sidewalks, curbs, gutters, parking lots, alleys, parks, playgrounds, yards, or bus, train, or transit platforms, public building, curtilage, or within 30 feet of a public entrance to any public building without consent or permission of the owner or lawful occupant thereof, or within 15 feet of the traveled portion of any roadway. And again, kind of expanding on this code section, which we have had in the city ordinances for some time, expanding on that definition of loitering, which really boils down to unlawful presence in a public space, including roadways. So it doesn't prevent people from being in public spaces with proper authority or business to be there. It really enhances law enforcement's ability if there's no lawful purpose for the person to be there.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, thoughts or concerns?
Yeah, I do. I have to ask a question. Is this what you're referring to?
Yeah, I think
Pastor
that's-
Starling? Was this ordinance what you were referring to in your,
Well, there wasn't anything against the ordinance, no. I was just saying saying this.
please?
Yeah,
I was
please,
just
sir.
saying this And making mention of these people that are out. Where are they going to go? I mean, I'm not gonna take you there, I'm gonna leave that alone, but anyway, and you know where these places are, and I know where they are, several of them. Several people today are coming out of these houses, these abandoned houses, coming out, several of them, all race, creed, or color. And you hear what I'm saying? And right along with that, I mean, these people gonna have some heat some kind of way. And they could put a wood in a container and burn up a whole block. When we could, I'm saying this because, again, I see these buildings here in the city, and to me, it's just a shame these buildings be sitting, and I understand, well, yeah, we don't have the money, I understand all of that, and I don't want to go into something else, because I could go into something else. Well, none of the money was spent down here, and I don't want to go there, but I'm just saying, you hear what I'm saying? Why can't we take one of these buildings? Now, there's a building south of town. Now, I understand that asbestos or whatever, I understand that. But all of these grants that are being, grant writers and all, somewhere I feel like the city should bring us together and we can start somewhere. Get one of these rooms, fix the room up, if it's just for 2 or 3 people. Rather than, I'm just asking, what are the city doing?
Well, I
just-
will say, Pastor, that the Homelessness Task Force does look at grants. They've been looking at grants and sorting out different things, so that's why we put that group together, is for them to focus on that, and they are working on that, and also to improve the communication for the folks that need the help, that there's agencies here that work on it, but it's not always very well defined who it is and what they do. And so we are trying to do a better job of communicating that to the people that need the help, that, hey, you can get assistance here. And the task force is working on grants, but it's you're right, we don't have the money, and a lot of times we don't own the buildings, some of the buildings that are being identified, so.
And I just want
Yeah.
to say this, but it should be, where's the starting point? Where's the starting point of 500 people here? Where's the starting point? There's all of these people here, I think about the ones that do the painting. They volunteer, Why come we can't have a citywide meeting, pull everybody together, get all the carpenters, get all the painters, get all the electricians, rather than isolating me and putting me down. Let them put the city council down. Because we are dealing with less fortunate people, basically the ones I know. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Mayor, I understand that. That's wonderful. But this has been going on for some time. It just didn't start. That's all I'm saying.
That's why we started it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. But I'm just saying, what are we gonna do right now? What are we gonna do tonight? I'm just saying, what would we do tonight? What would we do tonight? This other place, they are housing them. I'm not saying where it is. They are housing these people right tonight. You see what I'm saying? And I know what I'm talking about tonight.
Sure.
I could take it to, matter of fact, I could take it to my own place, and I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go because of, I'm being picked out and racial profile and everything against me. So what is everybody else doing? I'm doing something. So I think I should have a voice. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying you're not doing anything. I'm just concerned, and I'm just asking, make it known, you know, and let's see if we can't pull it together and do something better. I mean, you have your job. I don't need your job. I'm a pastor. I have enough problems over here, pastor. So I don't need no more problems. I'm just making a suggestion or something. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know.
I got that.
That's all. Got it? Thank you? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Pastor, God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you for what you do. You, I know you work hard at it.
I'm not trying to make no name for myself. I've been in this for over 50 years. I am fleshly and I'm divinely, I have divine working in me.
You do.
And you have divine working in you. But when we got these people out here that I can't get them out of my place. People slip in at night, you know, but oh, their friend, well, yeah, he's just gonna take a bath, and you know, and then next day, you know, this is all I'm saying. At least I'm trying to do something. I can't turn these people away. And then I have places get condemned, you know, because that's my fault. I'm not blaming anyone because I'll get them taken care of, but I'm just saying, you know, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I think all of us could do a better job. I think that we could all do a better job. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. God bless you, and I don't know what we'd do without you.
Thank you, Pastor.
No, thank you. I'm just who I am. I don't try to be no more.
You are.
And,
You are who you are.
I try to respect people, all races, creed, and color. But I think we go too far down the road for the same old. This town is too small to have 500 people out there like that.
Yes, sir.
That's what came from here now.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Council, any thoughts or concerns?
I just want to say, what we're about to do here isn't meant to make anybody's life worse. It's gonna, it will make some people's life a little more difficult. There's no doubt about it. But the reason I pulled number 5 off of the consent agenda is to be able to talk about what we're going to do or what's going on to address the other issue that the Reverend brought up. So, are you ready for the amendment?
I'm ready when you are,
Gonna
sir.
need to close the hearing.
All right, got it closed.
Oh, I have a motion to close. I'm sorry.
Second. Second.
Closed and seconded.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes. Your Honor, I have a motion to amend a motion of preliminary adoption of the first reading of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 50, Public Offenses for making amendments to the definition of loitering and prohibiting panhandling in certain areas to read as follows. For waiver of preliminary consideration and adopt on the first and second reading and the final adoption of an ordinance amending various sections of Section 50, Public Offenses by making amendments to the definition of loitering and prohibiting panhandling in certain areas.
Second.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips.
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Now, do we have to do as amended?
Yes.
And then as amended?
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolutions.
Your Honor, I have a resolution for approving a professional service agreement with Carl A. Nelson Construction Management for construction management services for the Fire Station Number 3 project.
Second.
Thank you, Chief Toops. We need to tighten that up somehow.
Good evening, council. So last week, we brought to you 2 draft agreements, one from Klingner and Associates, one from Canco, Carl A. Nelson. Since then, we've gone back to Carl A. and Russell and asked them to make a couple updates, dates, times, of course, signature blocks. They've done just that. They've gone back to the drawing table and reviewed, updated, and even provided a few other additional updates regarding to Carl A., shifting a couple of responsibilities over to Carl A. Representative Tad Morrow, as he'll be the construction manager on the project, and how they'll invoice throughout construction phase, and how they'll review costs, material costs, make sure payments and invoices find their way to the department or the city. So a couple additional updates there. But we have also invited Canco representatives TJ and Tad sitting behind me, and Russell representing Klingner and Associates. So similar to last week, I would invite your questions, and then I am quickly going to direct them to the representatives that have joined us graciously tonight. So
All
if you
right.
have any questions, that is.
Does anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns after looking at it in the packet? Any concerns there? Council, do you have any thoughts or concerns?
I'm good.
Yeah, we discussed that quite a bit at the work session. I'm fine with moving on. You guys?
Looks good.
Let's vote.
Weiss?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Phillips?
Aye.
Graham Murray?
Aye.
Scott?
Yes.
Number 2.
Your Honor, I have a resolution for approving professional services agreement for Klingler and Associates Architectural Design for engineering services for the Fire Station Number 3 project.
Second.
Go ahead, Chief. Same thing, different, same thing, different verb.
Same thing. I'll, again, if you have any questions, I would direct you to Russell Brissy, who's sitting beside, or behind us here. But we're ready to proceed forward unless you guys have any questions with that.
Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns regarding the professional services agreement with Klingner and Associates?
It's just great that they're both local. Absolutely
Yep,
great.
Absolutely.
Mayor, I might just
Yeah.
ask the chief or your team chief. So after tonight, what's the timeline? Where do we go from here?
Well, I'll answer until one of the gentlemen
Stands up to
and says, stop talking, but we have a preliminary timetable
Yeah.
based off of a preliminary project budget sheet that's here in front of me. I believe some of the footwork that we've worked in the background and getting the presentation that we've already provided, what the site looks like, the footprint, all of that, Canco and Klingner is gonna get to work. They're gonna do their thing and start designing, engineering this thing. And Tad has been very careful with his words and telling us summer of '26. No specific date there, no specific month or week. Summer of '26 is a hopeful, I guess the only date that I would be comfortable telling you tonight, right now, in terms of a timetable, but it's gonna start as soon as we vote this for approval tonight, if that answers your question.
But as
Mr. Word.
things build, you'll give us a time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, yeah, I completely plan on keeping you all in the loop and giving you project updates as we've been lately, so.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I don't think it's gonna affect the vote any if I'm gonna guess, but should we just finish voting on this and then we could ask the representatives for an update if they have any thoughts on that matter?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone who has any thoughts about the agreement? Council, any thoughts or concerns about the agreement? Let's vote on that first and then we'll let them speak. Go ahead.
Weiss?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Phillips?
Aye.
Graham Murray?
Aye.
Scott?
Yes.
Now that it's been approved, if you guys would like to add anything to what the chief said, would be the time to come up, but we're also planning on hearing a lot from you later as time goes on, so.
Nathan, I think, hit it, but I think right after the holidays, so January is when we'll start working pretty tight with Russell's group. And then our goal is to have the designs, the construction documents, both specifications and drawings, ready for bid solicitation in April. And then, you guys have seen the bid solicitation process, so Russell and I will conduct that. I'll be the lead on that, so public hearings and the proper notices, and you guys have seen that. So that'll take probably the month of May and into early May. It's about a 5 to 6 week process by the time it runs its course. And then we'll be back up here with the results of that effort. And there'll be recommendations to you guys on who to award contracts to, which you guys then would do. And then once that's passed, you'd enter into those agreements with whoever the apparent low bids or however that shakes out. There's a little bit of a process there. And then once, what I'll do is, directly after that, there's a procedure in these contracts where we can issue a notice of award, which we can do right after. And that allows the apparent lows, while the contracts are playing out and they're getting their bonds and such, they can start making commitments downstream, so that way that procurement process can start. It'll just help get things started sooner. So with all that, that's why I say the summer of '26, just when that runs its course. And, you know, for me, the sooner, and I'm gonna kind of push and drive because I'd like to see the building enclosed going into the winter of '26. That way we're not still working on the exterior in those conditions. That's my goal, so.
Any thoughts or concerns, council? I'm fired up, let's go.
Get her done.
Get her done. Okay, let's see, where are we at? Number 3, resolution authorizing submission of a surface transportation. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda, you read
it's
that.
okay.
No, go ahead, sorry.
He's written me off already. Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the submission of a surface transportation block grant, or STBG, application for the Mount Pleasant Street Corridor Improvement Project from US Highway 61 to Current Street.
Second.
The resolution would approve staff to submit a grant to the Regional Planning Agency. That's who we submit these STBG grants through. With that, I think it's due the end of January. We would hear back sometime in the March timeframe, and then if awarded, these funds would be available in approximately 4 years. So the project at hand is a mill and overlay resurfacing of Mount Pleasant Street from Curran to Highway 61. It also includes a lane reduction. We talked about that last week. So it's currently 4 lanes wide. The submitted plan for this grant would be from 4 lanes to 3 lanes. So 1 lane in either direction with the center turn lane. As you can see some notes, this is a better image than what was provided in the packet and what you saw last week for me to be able to show you. It has some comments on there. So there is some sidewalk that is missing on the north side of the road between the Highway 61 and it's about to the YMCA. But there's some gaps in there. And so what this project would do would fill the gaps essentially. So there's some sidewalk, but we wouldn't go through and replace all of that. We would just simply add where it's not. And they would also add, because of the curb line is not changing, there is some added room. So similar to what we did with Madison Street, we could add spike lanes, so that's part of the project. It would match the east and west segments of Mount Pleasant Street, so it would line up the whole corridor. So with that, I could, the money. The dollars on this project is estimated about $1.6 million. The available funds kind of range between $1.4 to $1.5 million. So we would have to pony up some of our own match dollars, which is highlighted in the memo. So, any questions?
Let's ask anybody in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? The only thing I would say, Nick, for me, I was glad to see you installed the new sidewalk to fill in those gaps. When my church did the Bishop Walk from the riverfront out, they chose to go Mount Pleasant because this is the most direct route. But we had to switch back and forth across a very busy road a couple of times because of lack of sidewalks. So that's outstanding to have that in there along with this redo. So thank you for that. Council, any thoughts or concerns?
The sidewalk you just said on the north side?
Just on the north side. The south side is fairly non-existent. There's some east of Curran, but there's no sidewalk really.
It's mostly businesses,
Yeah, in theory, you could install sidewalk, but some of the acquisition costs and then the install it would cost us probably a pretty good chunk of change. I'm guessing between $300,000 and $400,000.
While we're doing this, is there any consideration to doing some traffic control at Curran and Mount Pleasant? I don't want to put you on the spot. Think about it.
Yeah, it is a little bit scientific term. It's a little bit wonky there because of the shift from 4-lane to 3-lane and the right-hand turn only. But the biggest thing that I see is the left-hand turn traffic for folks that are on Curran trying to turn westbound on Mount Pleasant.
But you're also going to somewhat fix that because this is going to go three-lane all the way out, right?
Yeah, you should reduce some of the conflict just because you're reducing the number of places that drivers are trying to watch. So there is a possibility, but not with this project. We've anticipated that maybe you could do something there, but signals would be about $400,000 for signals. I don't want to get, you could do a roundabout there, but I don't know that it would fit. I don't think you have the real estate for that. Plus, people get about roundabout out, so. I would say until we would see any sort of major changes in the wrong direction, I don't know that we would do anything.
All right.
Any other thoughts or concerns? Audience, council? Hearing none, let's vote.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips.
Aye.
Graham Murray.
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Final resolution?
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving the renewal and modification of the city agreement with Burlington Riverfront Entertainment for management of riverfront properties.
Mr. Byrd?
Second.
Or second? I'll second. If Kate didn't get it.
Eric, would you mind putting a couple of slides up that I have in the packet there? I think they're just shortly after the Mount Pleasant Street.
Got it
So-
there.
I do have, we talked at the work session about modifying the city's agreement with Burlington Riverfront Entertainment. And I kind of walked through some of the proposed changes, and they are in your packet, as is the final agreement. The final agreement was signed by BRE at their board meeting last week, so I do have a signed copy in the packet for you to reference there. But I'll walk through these slides because I think I put them together just to kind of talk through the salient points and would certainly entertain any questions the council may have. So this is an updated and extended management agreement for the riverfront properties, which includes the port, the auditorium, and kind of the reimagined or enhanced what we call riverfront park space, or the green space and the little shelter there. Although use of the riverfront or the green space or the shelter is not exclusive for BRE, but it does give them the ability to look at renting or using that space within some of our current constructs, such as the special event process that we have. We wanted to improve the ability to manage events. We wanted to provide some of the financial clarity and formalize some of the arrangements in the agreement. And when BRE first, and Matt Brown, their executive director, and he's here, first approached me about amending the agreement, the current agreement runs through, and it's a 6-year agreement, 3-year agreement. Six, it is six.
Six, yeah.
Runs through the end of 26, calendar 26. And he expressed concern that they're really starting to look out to calendar 27, and in some cases calendar 28 for events. And so not having an agreement was starting to hinder their ability to look at some of those events that far out. So he and I started the conversation of renewing or amending that current agreement. It is a 6-year agreement now, and the extension would be a 6-year agreement. But we also flipped it to fiscal year because that just works better financially for both organizations. So there is an overlap of 6 months because we would propose this agreement to start July 1, 26, which is fiscal 27. But there is some language towards the end of the agreement that this new agreement, if approved, supersedes all previous agreements. So it really kind of makes those last 6 months of the old agreement null and void. So on slide 2 there, then I just kind of walked through what I just said. With the addition that there's automatic 3-year renewals. Of course, those renewals or extensions come with additional conversation and negotiation and approvals as well. And then we did lengthen the 12-month notice given to terminate, again, owing to if they have events booked out 6, 8, 12 months, maybe even 18 months in some cases, we need to take that into consideration, both sides do, for what might happen should the agreement not renew. And you see that kind of throughout there. The fee sharing was updated as well. The city's payment to BRE is now a flat or a fixed $175,000, and we did remove any cost sharing that we had with BRE where they might reimburse a certain percentage of some of the rentals or some of their revenues there. just kind of locking that in at no cost sharing and $175,000 for, at least for the length of that term. Next slide, we wanted to make sure that we paid attention to some of the security issues or concerns, and just draw attention to what we desire is that BRE and Burlington PD sit down and talk about events with ample time to plan, coordinate, and determine what security, if any, is needed for what events. We'll continue the BRE-produced events are exempt from rental fees if they do it, if they own it and they coordinate it. There would be no charge for that. It's their event, it's their space in that context. There are a lot of events that they do host or coordinate, such as the haunted house, but there's a lot of events where they simply serve as facility administrator or facility manager. Somebody comes in, hey, knocks on the door, I want to rent this building for XYZ event. It's a different arrangement. And then we just clarified and expanded, again, the uses, as I mentioned. The riverfront properties can be utilized for weddings, receptions. I've already seen a couple of those. People love that riverfront space, that green space, and that shelter. It's drawing attention, so we wanted to kind of define who's responsible for what. And even though we have some of this kind of codified in this agreement, I fully intend to bring BRE, property maintenance, and Parks Department staff together to further clarify that, especially as the winter moves on and we get into starting to look at different events and activities in the spring and summer. We'll just clarify who's doing what down there. Annual reporting will continue for BRE as they've done in the past or as necessary or requested by council. We modified a little bit the legacy events. Some of those have changed in the last 9 years or so, 6 to 8 years. So we clarified that a little bit. We kind of removed the term legacy and we just acknowledged that long-term events have status. And then we updated some of the maintenance responsibilities, who's responsible for operation in which buildings, because there are some responsibilities for BRE and there are some for the city. And so we just clarified that in some of the exhibits at the back. So with that, I would entertain any questions or certainly welcome Matt up if there's anything I've left off.
Mr. Brown?
I think Chad covered it all. Yeah, I would just note right now, the big difference in the term we had talked about, it's a current 6-year agreement. We had the 3-year renewals built into this current agreement, but I believe it's like on a one month notice. Yeah. Which, again, for our scheduling purposes, is basically no notice. So we weren't sure if we were going to have the ability to rent or not, which is, that's why that 1-year renewal period really will help out in the future.
Sounds good. Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Hang tight, man. Don't see any council thoughts or concerns. Mr. Byrd, you took out the corporate signage, or they saw
So
that?
I didn't.
didn't?
When I did talk to Matt about that, but he had already had his board meeting and they'd already signed it. So, let me just clarify for the rest of the
Okay,
council
yeah.
what we're talking about there, and actually I'll draw your attention to that section.
I should let council know. I had people reach out to me, council, but they weren't comfortable with the 90-10 split, so I asked Mr. Byrd to,
I would note too, in the
Pull
current
that out.
agreement, that language is in there,
okay.
that same
It
language.
is in there, and again, because BRE had met and already signed the agreement, but when I had called Matt and talked through that with him, we agreed that whatever council might decide on that, we'd just make it an amendment.
Yep.
Okay.
Strike that and initial it,
Okay,
right?
because we'd have to approve who it is and what's going to go on the building and all that. anyway,
Right. And, I think, the city would still reserve the right to negotiate who and for how long. It's still your building.
Yep,
right?
and that's
So-
lined out in the city responsibilities portion anyway,
Yep.
is BRE will consult with city council, et cetera, et cetera,
All
et
right.
cetera.
And that's towards the end of section D. So if that is the council direction, we'll just strike it and initial it,
Yeah,
because
I
the
would-
percentages are still in there.
Yeah, I would say we should strike it because you don't want to agree to something you don't want to agree to. I will say though, good job on both organizations to get that lined out on what responsibilities were between the organizations. I was good to see that in print. Thank you for that.
It just makes everybody's life a little bit easier.
Yes, a lot easier. Council, weigh in?
Give me again what we're doing on the naming.
So, in the agreement, if there is, let's just say, a facility name that BRE and/or the city, maybe we do it together, maybe it's separate, corporate name for the full facility,
Naming rights?
naming rights. In the current agreement, the way it's written is that that's shared 90-10, 90% to BRE and 10% to the city of any proceeds annually or over the course of whatever length of time that naming right may be. But in speaking with the mayor and some of his concerns, he was not comfortable with the number, 90 or 10, that it would just be negotiated if and when something like that comes along.
I don't want it to be set in stone 90.
I would say since 2018, the 90-10 or even 80-20 language has been in there. Obviously, nothing's been sold, but as BRE, we're fine to change that to be negotiated.
One thing I would point out too, as Matt and I talked through that more, if a corporate sponsor were to come along and whatever the cost sharing might be, certainly the city might turn around and reinvest those dollars back into the facility. I suspect BRE would as well in some level, whether it be sound, lighting, electronics, any of that kind of stuff, just enhances the facility, so.
Yeah, and the only reason I got nervous about it is just, I had quite a few citizens reach out. And the other thing is, okay, so let's say some big outside corporation comes in and wants to name it and give us scads of money, please. You know, we didn't want it to be unfair to the city, nor to BRE, so I was just wondering if we could strike that and then negotiate that at the time.
Yeah,
Because
the language.
I feel that we're going to negotiate a fair settlement for all parties when we do.
Yeah, and
Or
that's,
whoever's sitting here, so.
that would be the amended language.
Okay.
So we will not, that's gonna be taken out of the
We'll
contract.
strike that and initial it.
All right.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that sounds good. On an unrelated note, Matt, did you ever sell your ice skating equipment?
We are still working on it, so if John Billups would like to have the John Billups Memorial Ice Rink at his house, I've got a deal for you.
Since you brought that up, what's the story behind that? How was that financed and,
The city gave us essentially a 0% loan, for lack of a better term, and our final payment is here shortly, a couple months.
Right.
And we've got the funds set aside for payment, so, and once it's sold, it'll get paid off early if we sell it before the loan's due.
It started off big,
It did.
yeah.
sell it?
Yep.
This come at us pretty fast. I would have liked to have had more time to consider everything that was in it. I mean, there was a lot of changes from the past. I commend you all for coming up with a favorable cost for both sides, financial arrangements. I am a little concerned about the 6-year contract, because we're extending that out into 3 separate councils, 3 new councils.
Yeah, they just-
I would like to see something more like a 3-year contract with automatic 1-year extension every year. So it's a continuous 3-year contract, similar to what professionals in your profession and school superintendents have. That protects them and protects councils and future councils.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'd heard back on that from Matt is that it gets hard to book acts too far out if they're in year 2 or 3.
And they were wrapping up a 6-year contract from before.
Yeah, so you're
that-
still
that's it.
with that, you're still able to go out that 2 or 3 years. They still have the comfort of knowing that every year that's going to renew for a 3-year term. So they've got that 3 years all the time. But it also allows future councils to make changes or adaptations without the burden of a 6-year contract.
I have a little bit of background in theater, And I would say that trying to limit it in that way will definitely affect the kinds of groups that might be interested in coming to Burlington, Iowa, if they don't have the stability of the longer-term contract.
I'd say to piggyback on what Kay's saying, I've got some early 2028 contracts that are sitting in my inbox waiting until we know whether or not this agreement's approved to let them know that they can actually rent the building for some larger tours. So, yeah, it's usually 2 years out. It used to be a year, year and a half out. People are now tending more like 24 to sometimes 36 months out that they're looking to set up their touring.
And that's what we have to vote on tonight is, it's a 6-year contract anyway without some modifications, so.
Well, the only other comment that I would make is that we've got a competing facility about to be constructed. We already know that competition does affect us in as much as Civic Music is now at the Capitol Theater rather than at the auditorium. I would use, I'm also cautious about the problems that may exist in the new competition that we have, that we're going to be facing, so.
Okay, any other thoughts or concerns?
As part of the motion, it should include an amendment to strike or initial that section
Okay.
E.
So I would move to amend the contract to strike the percentages on the naming rights for the auditorium. Does that work for you, Katie?
Second.
Vote on the amendment.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
And now as
Aye.
amended? Oh, sorry. Tim.
No, before you go to the resolution, approving the resolution, I would like to make a motion to, motion to continue this to the next meeting so that we have a little more time to absorb what's been brought forward. And I don't think there's a rush. A 2-week difference, 3-week difference isn't going to make that much of an issue, but my motion is to continue for,
Is there a second? Is there a second? There's no second to the motion. Okay. So vote on the motion as amended then.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
no.
Okay, and that takes us to the end of.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Matt. Oh, yeah, number 5, sorry. Long way to go. Then we're back to a resolution off the consent, which would be the resolution approving reappointments to the Homelessness Task Force.
Can I get a second?
Second.
So this resolution, and you have a standalone resolution versus dealing with this homelessness task force by resolution because it is a task force. And while some elements of it were codified by the council, it operates a little differently from your regular boards and commissions from the aspect that it was not intended to be permanent. It really serves at the discretion of the mayor and the council. And so when we look at appointments, or in this case, for this resolution, reappointments, we do that by resolution versus the normal board appointment that you see. So that's why you have a resolution. I think at the last council cycle, you had made appointments for new individuals to the task force. This is reappointment of 3 individuals who wish to renew their terms.
Right.
And we're a little off cycle on some of these because this is the first cycle of reappointments since it was created.
Yeah, well, the hope, of course, was that we wouldn't need to have that there forever, but they're definitely finding ways to impact it or try to impact the situation, so we appreciate their willingness to continue to work. Some of the things that, and you're our liaison, Chad, so you can chime in there. Some of the things that the Homelessness Task Force has done is recommend to us that we put the 988, which is the mobile crisis number for mental health issues, which is like the 911. We're trying to get those on the bus, and also we've had those on the downtown kiosk as well as in City Hall, on the bulletin boards, that type of thing, as well as magnets and stuff to try to create awareness there. They've also, I think, done a pretty good job coordinating some of these different agencies and making it available as far as, okay, here's all the places you can go for assistance, and it depends on what your situation is. Then a couple of the big swings they've taken, they've looked at grants for supportive housing and for other types of things like that. I know they investigated the small homes, the tiny homes in different lots, and so they continue to look at those things and talk to other communities to see what they're doing. So I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but.
No, it's your task force, so, but yeah, as staff liaison, that would probably be the strongest thing that they've done over the last 2 years is really bring groups together and talk about who is doing what. There was a lot of misinformation and folks not really knowing who's responsible for what aspects of our homeless community. And so they've spent an awful lot of time bringing some of these agencies in and talking about what they do. They've made connections. They've put groups together. One of the biggest obstacles or challenges for the task force is they don't have a budget and they don't have funds available to them. As many times as they ask me, I keep telling them, no, we don't have funds to do, they want to hire a staff person, they want to support another agency in their quest to take a part-time staff person to full-time. The city just doesn't have funds for those types of things. And then the other big thing is, they were successful in being invited to the Supportive Housing Institute. And those folks that attended that learned an awful lot about what supportive housing is, what it isn't, and what it means to a community. And I think we should feel honored as a community because we were invited. We don't have any history with supportive housing. Every other agency that was invited to that institute in Des Moines over last summer has some level of experience, either in the public sector and or private sector. We don't have that, but they invited us anyway because they saw our passion for it. But again, the problem is, how do we fund it? The city doesn't have dollars to allocate towards supportive housing. As amazing as it could be for our community, I think we all see the benefit of that. But how do we fund it? How do we sustain it? And some of these folks actually on this resolution are working hard to continue that and try to seek either grants or private dollars, but it's a big lift. So.
Yeah, and wasn't one of the things too is they needed to find a sponsor organization.
Right.
And it couldn't be us.
Well, it could be, but I've cautioned them, we don't have staff capacity
Yeah.
or financial capacity, nor I'm sure because of those two things, lack of staff or financial resources, that I'm not sure I want to put the city at the risk to run such a facility or be fiscal agent when I'm not sure we could handle it right now, right?
I would say, and I'll come to another meeting, I would say that I would be interested at least to hear them out. Okay, so what kind of funds do you think it would take to make an impact?
Yeah.
So if you could have them put that together and put some thoughts to it, I'd like to hear that.
Well, our supportive housing proposal was somewhere around $2 million.
Well, I'm
so.
not talking about,
Yeah,
not necessarily, and
right.
understand where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's
To be
one
a sponsor?
Well, no, that's one segment, supportive housing, but if they were looking for funds for other
The
things,
staff person.
well, whether it's funds or a staff person or funds to be able to pull some projects off, they need to ask. And we'll, we can't conjure the money up, but if we know, it's like anything else, because that's one of the things we've been doing with our monthly department meetings. We want to know. So as we look, even though they're not a department unto themselves, I understand all that, but unless we know what the wants and needs are, we can't ever really address it. Is that fair enough for me to
Sure,
say it
yeah.
that way?
Yeah, they'll be coming to you shortly with an annual report, so that'll be a good time
That would be the
to
time do
assess
that,
what,
So
yeah,
you can,
yep.
okay.
So Councilman Scott, you had some questions or reason why you pulled this
No, you
resolution, is
just
there?
took care of what I was.
Okay.
I wanted that explanation out there that
Thank you,
we,
Jim, for
we
that.
are working on it.
Yeah.
And, that the pastor is not out there by himself.
Yeah.
So
With-
we have to have a,
We're going to have a vote on the appointments, but is there anybody in the audience has any further thoughts or concerns before we vote on the reappointments?
Go back up again.
Okay?
Get this off. This all I was saying. I wasn't trying to say no one was doing anything of that nature. I was just saying myself, and not trying to take nobody's position, not trying to tell anyone what to do or anything. I have enough responsibility on me being a pastor in old churches, and people could suggest a lot of things to me, and some of them I could receive and some of them I could reject. But my concern basically is just about these homeless people. That's my concern. I'm not concerned about panhandling, however the city see, make the laws, that's fine, I have no problem. I want to make myself clear. I'm just concerned about these homeless people. And I've been doing this for years. And now, recently, and things come up about my name. So, I say I want to be here because I am doing something. And I don't need no pat on the back or anything of that nature. This is a part of my ministry. And I mean to do my ministry. And, Jesus let us know we're going to be put down, we're going to be talked about, we're going to be lied on, and all of that. And I can accept that and receive that. But I'm just coming now on behalf of those people that will not come down here. Well, yet they will complain to me. And I'll bring it to the ones that oversees our monies or whatever. And another means is we always can find, money for basically everything else. And I'm telling the truth. And there are some things that, before the city manager got here, there are some things that the city went after and they failed. So it don't hurt to invest. We don't plan to fail, but I think that this have been here for all these years, and I just see if we could get a house and start working on that or something of that nature. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I think we all, one of our means of supporting is raise the taxes. That's one means. We're concerned about our people. Raise the taxes. That's what I would say. I'm just suggesting. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You're in a position where I'm in a position, I'm a gospel preacher, and I stay in my lane. But I just use my one vote, one voice. That's all. I'm not trying to criticize anybody, whatever they're doing concerning this. But I'm just seeing this tonight. When you go out here with me tonight, I could take you. And what you gonna do about those people? If I don't let them go on and stay in my place, where they gonna stay? And nobody supports me. I get put down because, and it's frustrating. It makes you, I have to go through this. And it's been years. People come up, I don't want to call no names, but ones of this city come up that has certain authorities and see my place and, things like that. So people let me tell you something. People have a way of speaking, and they can speak in codes, and other people know what they're talking about. And I can speak in codes. And let's face it, a lot of people don't understand when I speak in codes. You got to be black to understand it. So I know what I'm talking about. That's all. I make a suggestion that everybody don't like me because I stand for truth. And people have lied on me and said these things about me. And that's racist. That's, you picked me out. Of all the landlords here, this is the only one have been said concerning me. And I've helped. And I don't need no this or that. Well, it would be nice. Hey, I'm going through all of that, and I heard Reverend Sterling, maybe we could help you with some finances there. You know, nobody care about these people. Supposing that was your son, your daughter. You hear what I'm saying?
Yep,
Some of
I
these.
definitely hear you.
This, come go with me tonight, and then you'll see some things. First of all, you have to have been there to understand what people are going through. Some people, you know, you have to try to get to their conscience. Well, it's not me. They should have it like I should have it. And you sit here tonight and you know better than that. You know better than that. I don't want nobody to make me go down in history and all of that, because I can. And when you know what you're talking about, and you know the results and what have taken place, it's about power, authority, control, money. Let's face it. That's all I'm saying. I hope I'm making myself clear. But it's kind of upsetting to me when you badger my name out there.
I'm
Talk
not
about-
badgering at council. I haven't heard any, or
No, I didn't say you.
Pastor, I
didn't
haven't heard
say you.
anybody here
I didn't
do
say
it.
you. I was just dealing, what
I
I'm
know.
dealing with here. What
I
I'm
know.
dealing with here.
I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying. I'm just saying that
No,
I haven't
never
heard
said
that, so.
Mayor?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It sounds like Pastor Starling has some concerns about staff and about some of our inspection processes. First of all, I would say that I would hold up our inspectors to be true men and women that are impartial and follow the code
No.
explicitly.
No.
And Pastor Starling, if you have some issues, I would encourage you to come
No.
in and visit with me.
No, it's not about that. It's not about that. I'm just saying, down through history.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything. Whatever is past, and I have to deal with it. But to put me down, that's hard for me to get over. You racially discriminated against me here in this city when you called and said I associate. I didn't say you. I didn't call it no name. With dopies. How do you feel, city manager? How do you feel? You up here tonight, you say, well, yeah, we should do this. And they're going to label you, with thieves because you helped somebody or you helped the city. How do you feel?
Well, again, I would encourage you to come in and
No,
visit
no,
with
no,
me.
it's nothing with the city.
Well,
on
we
that.
can't really do
Yeah.
anything about the past, I guess, Pastor. I mean, we're trying to go forward, and I know you're trying to go
I'm
forward.
trying to go forward, too.
But you're talking about things that happened before his arrival,
Yes,
and
right,
before
right.
us
It had
on
nothing to do
council,
with,
so.
it had nothing to do with the
So,
ordinance of the
you
city
know,
or anything like.
I
I'm-
want to move forward.
I do too.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, but see, this is pulling us further apart, some
Yeah.
of these things.
Yeah.
But I have nothing to do with the city or whatever.
I understand.
have nothing to do with that. I'm talking about concerning these people and what has been against me,
Yeah, I got you.
you know, so like, my suggestion would be, maybe we could raise the taxes. That's all I'm saying. tonight.
Okay.
Maybe to try to get some housing for these people, that's all.
Okay.
I hope I'm understood.
Yep.
Thank you. All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Vote on the resolution?
Yes, vote on the resolution, please.
Weiss?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Phillips?
Aye.
Graham Murray?
Aye.
Scott? That's right. That's eight. Excited.
Okay, that reaches the end of our agenda. We'll go around real quickly. Eric, anything else from department?
Forestry will
Development, I mean.
be having their annual mulch miss in Saturday, January 10th at the depot from 9 to 10:30, where they mulch up any live Christmas trees that are ornaments removed and everything. You can bring them down to the depot, again, Saturday, January 10th from 9 to 10:30, and they'll mulch those trees for free. If you can't make it to the depot or have trouble getting your tree there, look at local Scouting Troop 3 on Facebook. They'll be able to arrange and help get that tree transported down. So we have information on our Parks and Rec Facebook page, but it's a good opportunity to get rid of those trees instead of just leaving them at the curb where we're gonna have to deal with them in another way. So encourage people to check that out.
Pack 3 does a lot of great work. Katie, anything from the clerk's office? Deputy Chief Thompson?
Just real quickly. Over the 2 snow events that we had Thursday and Saturday, we wrote 38 snow route citations and towed 1 vehicle. And our CSO is still working the abandoned vehicles on those routes. Additionally, I'm hoping everybody's seen it, but we are now accepting applications for our BPD Citizens Academy 2026. It begins on Tuesday, February 17th, and it meets every Tuesday through April 7th. And you're all welcome to.
And how does someone get an application for that?
So you can either go to our Facebook page.
Okay.
Or you can go to our webpage, and you can do digital applications those ways.
Okay,
or you
great
can stop down
class.
to the police department
Highly
and fill it
recommended,
out.
great class.
It is. As a graduate, I appreciate you
Yes,
saying that.
that's good.
Thanks, Deputy Chief.
That's it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Chief Toops, anything from BFD? All right. Stephanie, anything from Finance? Tim had to leave. Brittany, Library? Nick, Public Works? Would you like to fall on your knees and apologize for blocking the 1 shovel spot on the sidewalk?
Wow.
Yeah, sorry about that, Nick. It's a brutal world out there.
I think it was a budget emergency.
Yeah,
It's
Mr.
just-
Mr. Bird.
Can we ask Nick a couple of things?
Yeah, okay, there we go. Sorry, Nick. I think we got the point across.
Washington Street, where are we at?
So the 800 block is supposed to open up on Wednesday with the snow melt. The 3rd Street intersection is probably, if we get a good break, where it's more sustainable than a couple of days. So, I mean, we're going to have to push through that frost where there's hardly any left in order for any sort of work to get done. So, also, since I'm up here, we are hauling out snow from downtown.
Okay.
We started last night. We'll probably continue tonight through tomorrow night. So, just so you're aware.
Street crews and your staff, you and your staff have done a great job on snow removal. This is what, more than 2 years so far?
I have to get accurate figures, but I think that we're at 22 inches.
Yeah,
We've got more snow the last 2 weeks than we did for the last 2 years, but I'm thinking it's pretty close to 3.
yeah. Great job.
What
Sorry
about
about
the,
giving you
what about the storm sewer separation out on the south end of town?
I was going to get back with you, and I didn't do that. I'll send you an email.
Yeah, I'm getting a little concerned that if they're getting the proper compaction.
With this kind of frost, there's no way they can get proper compaction, especially since the material's all clotted up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Mr. Bird?
A couple of things. So working through some budget-type items the next couple of months, because that's about all we're going to be focused on. We do have our city attorney coming in sometime in January to do new council orientation and also work through the new changes to open meeting, open records, the IPIB certification. And then our financial advisor, the city's financial advisor, will be here sometime in February to work through our capital improvement planning and our debt service structures. As usual, I think we've seen him the last couple, 3 or 4 years, so we'll look to see both those guys sometime in January, February, so as we work through the budget process. And then finally, just Linda, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
You were on the council that helped transition me in, and that council always holds a special place in my heart too. So thank you for your friendship and your professionalism as we work together. So best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go a little different rotation to give the outgoing councilman's last word. Tim, do you have anything else tonight?
No, we're good.
Okay, Kay?
I'd just like to encourage everybody to have a safe and happy holiday season.
Sounds good. Antonio, last words.
Just have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, Linda?
I forgot someone really important in my thank yous, my husband, Matthew Murray. I remember one time I finished a race and he was really irate at me because he says, "You hugged everyone else, John and Chad and everyone. You forgot to hug me." So thank you, honey. I couldn't have done it without you. I love you, and I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday, safe season, and remember the calories in the cookies don't count at Christmas time. Thank you.
She's a nutrition expert, folks. You've heard it from her. Just real quickly, once again, council gives our express appreciation to our outgoing council members. We really appreciate your leadership. And I'm ready for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Weiss?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Phillips?
That's the loudest I've ever heard you speak, Kate. Yes.
Graham Murray?
Yes, please.
Scott?
Yes, Merry
Okay,
Christmas.
we're adjourned. Merry Christmas.